For people who want to know what is the KeithAndrewNetwork, the whole point of my talk show is to show you that even with having a learning disability, I can still amount to something. And at the same time, I'm able to turn myself into an example for people out there dealing with any types of learning disabilities and disabilities to never give up and prove people wrong. Prove to them that labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be, so prove them and still amount to something. Ladies and gentlemen, today on the KeithAndrewNetwork, it is episode 962. That's right, 962 here for the KeithAndrewNetwork. As you can tell from the background, it is a Halloween theme. Today, we sit down with Vivian Lee, an upcoming professional actress. When we come back from this commercial break, we're going to hear from her. So make sure to like, subscribe, and hit that continue button to support the KeithAndrewNetwork.
Hi, this is Vivian Lee. I am doing the Keith Andrew Show, and I am so excited to be on it because I think what he's doing is amazing. So please support him and watch our episode and all the other episodes that he has on.
We're back from the commercial break. We're here with Vivian Lee, and welcome to the KeithAndrewNetwork.
Thank you.
Now the honor is all mine. Now for people who want to know a little bit about you, you are a dancer and upcoming professional actress. So the first question I want to ask you is, tell our audience a little bit about yourself and your background.
Sure. I'm a dancer. I'm a ballerina by training, so did many years of ballet. Loved it very much. But I also do other things, hip hop and jazz and lyrical, you name it. I just love to dance. If you turn on the music, I will be moving. But anyway, I went to school for it, but my parents, being very good Chinese Asian parents, have encouraged me to get a business degree as well because they believe that I'm not tall and skinny enough to make it. But anyway, so I did as a business professional for a while. But then I found performing art again, and I'm like, why am I not doing this? Because I love this stuff. So as of last year, I went back into more dancing, more performing art. And then, and now I am tapping into the acting as well, and also start doing my modeling again, which I've done a while back as well. So right now I'm doing a lot of modeling, acting, and dancing.
No, absolutely. And one thing I want to point out for our background is the background for every single month for the KeithAndrewNetwork. I like to do something special. So October, the whole month of October, and yes, I do talk with my hands, force of habit. For the whole month of October, it's a Halloween theme. You get to dress up however you want. Then in December and January, we have a Christmas theme. And of course, you're showing off your beautiful earrings. And for a couple of, I might do something in July. I have like a summer theme. So every single month on the KeithAndrewNetwork, you can guarantee there will be a special theme and a special guest. As I said in the beginning of the show, this is 962. We are on the road to 1,000. All our episodes are different. The biggest thing for me is I feed off energy. If someone's upbeat, full of energy, very talkative, it's going to be one hell of a great show. If you're talking to someone and you're giving them like a deer in the headlight expression or one-word answers, I've been there, it doesn't make for a good show. But I feel like a good connection with you, and so I think it's going to be a great episode. So the next one I want to ask you is, what did you major in?
I'm sorry, one more time.
Oh, what did you major in?
Oh, what did I major in? I did accounting. So in college, right? You mentioned, yeah. So I ended up doing business because my dad is an accountant, so I did that as well. But I did take a whole bunch of dance class. I swear, I just didn't get it with a degree. So
No, understandable.
I squeeze it in whenever I can. You know, you have the 18 blocks. So I take my business class, and then I said, "Oh, I have credits left, dance class."
Well, I do. I'm gonna ask you some hard-hitting questions in a bit, and you can throw it back at me. You know, my father is actually a retired teacher. I'm the youngest out of four brothers and one sister, and surprisingly, only one of my brothers is in teaching.
Mm,
But you know, it depends on what you are passionate about. You have to do
right.
what feels right for you. You shouldn't be a carbon copy or saying, well, my father was this, so I guess I have to follow in his. It doesn't look like that because you're only setting yourself up for failure.
Right, right, indeed, yeah. I mean, I did fine in accounting, but I love performing art. You just see the joy in me when I do it. So,
No, absolutely. Now, the next one I want to ask you, we're going to start with the easy ones and gradually go to the hard hitting ones. When you were in college, were you a study nerd or party animal?
oh boy, I am a nerd. I packed my schedule, as you heard, because I wanted to do everything. So I'm always studying. I'm a very, very lightweight. So if I drink a little bit, I get drunk anyway. So party is just risky for me. So I don't go to party too much. And I just spend a lot of time studying. If not, I go to the studio and hit the gym. That's so total nerd.
Now, I can relate. You know, I have a fat neck, so I have to go to the gym and work out and get, you know, I'm turning like this. I'm like, oh, he's turning his head like that. Maybe he has Tourette's. No, I'm looking at my reflection. I'm like, I'm trying to hide my fat neck.
You look just fine. What do you mean? Where?
No, I appreciate that. The last easy one I want to ask you is, did you ever do any sports? I know you mentioned dancing, and dancing
Yeah.
does sometimes fall under the category. Well, first off, it is exercise, but
Mhm.
would you consider it an actual sport?
Yeah, yeah. So, so I swim. I was in the swim team for a while. I do backstroke, and I do love it. So that's, I guess, my main sport. I love to try a lot of different things like skiing and such, but my dance teacher basically said, you are not allowed to do anything that is dangerous to your body because as a dancer, you break your leg, your career is over. So I take that advice pretty seriously. So I really didn't do a lot of sport that would cause me problem, you know, fall or break something. So I swim because that's pretty safe.
No, oh, I just had a brain fart. So do you
That's
ever,
okay.
but you did mention something that's very interesting. People said you can and cannot do this. So the next question I want to ask you, it's actually, I'm going to throw a curveball in there before I ask you that. Did you ever get the chance to do one of those human pyramids, or you're not into the whole human pyramid stuff?
Yeah, I got a chance to do it, and usually because I'm a petite person, I get thrown on the top, and it's freaking me freak out. So yes, but not very often because I'm a little bit of a chicken.
Well, if it makes you feel better, I'm a loser. I love that stuff. So we're
So
in the
you're
same.
usually on the bottom, right? I assume, or you just like watch people do it.
No, it's something that I always liked to since I was four. So I'm a loser. So you may consider yourself a chicken. So I guess we're in the same category, right?
I see, I get it.
So now the question I want to ask you is hashtag break the labels and also hashtag break the stereotypes. So before I ask you the question, here's the first one. What makes you different from the It's going to sound like an oxymoron, but I'm going to ask it anyway. What makes you different from the competition?
So I'm newer relatively, right, to the game, but I am a little bit older than the normal 21, 22 that just started to do it. So I think I have a little bit more poise, and I am really big on responsibility. People show up on set, sometimes drunk, you know, late. I am not that like that. I'm always like, where's my schedule? And I will ask you the same thing. Hey, I don't have to assume yet, right? I'm just after people about things because I want to be planned. I want to come and be prepared. So that maturity helped me a little bit. I'm very, very nerdy, as we talked about. So I show up as much as I can. I study, I prep, and I have the director found me interesting because I'm like, oh, what can I help with? What can I help with? So I don't just stay in my lane and like, hey, you need some extra. I'm like texting all my friends, can you show up? And so I think that's the difference about me is that I love to help, and I want to be much more prepared than anybody else if I can. And I take my job very seriously. I see this as a job. This is not to me like, let's just try this. I love this thing. I want to do well. I'm studying. I enrolled in the NYU program because I want to learn more. I'm always asking people things. I'm watching YouTube. When I'm driving, I'm studying script. I just spend time to make myself better, and very nerdy. But I do believe you invest in yourself, it's just a better me. Then why would I not do that? So that's, I think that maybe separate me from some other, perhaps because of I'm crazy, insane, and anal about certain things.
But I feel the same way, you know. I sometimes have a little OCD, and I'm like, what do people think he's an asshole? But if you watch back at one of my episodes, I'm a CM Punk fan. You know, he's straight edge. He doesn't drink. He doesn't smoke. He walks to the beat of his own drum. You know, I drink, but it's for special occasions. I'm not an alcoholic. But, you know, for someone who's looking back at all my mistakes that I've made, I have put myself in positions where I said, I don't want to be here. I really don't want to be doing this. And, you know, you set yourself up for failure, number one. I do things half-ass. Not anymore, thank God. You know, for my talk show, this is what I want to do to the day I'm 6 feet under, because I found something that I can do. You know, my dad says I have diarrhea of the mouth. But but this is good because I've been doing this for 9.5 years. If everyone watches from 2013 all the way up, you see the process and the interviewing skills. Sometimes my disability shows. That's the point of the show. But you need to do or do not. And there is no try. Even by you say, I like to try.
I love that quote. Yoda.
But it's true. But it's like do or do not. There is no try. But at the same time, like, can I try it first? Well, I mean, that's so it kind of defeats the purpose of it. You do or do not. But the point is, if you're working in a store and you're having a bad day, you don't know who's gonna be on your line, who's gonna walk in, who's gonna see you and remember you. You have the first 10 seconds of making a lasting impression. So you hope, for God's sakes, you make a great impression, because later on, you may, look at it like this. The same people you meet going up are the same people as you're going to meet coming down. So don't burn any bridges. Even if you have to kiss people's asses, just say, yes, sir, no, sir. You don't even have to be best buddies with this person.
Right.
All you have to do is go in and do your job. Now, I'm speaking from experience because I talk out of my ass. But the first 10 seconds, have a smile on your face, extend your hand, and have the courage and confidence. And as long as you made the first impression, that's all that really matters. But the question I want to ask you, it's about the show. It's about stereotypes. And if you don't want to answer, you can tell me to shut the hell up. And by the way, it is uncensored, freedom of speech, self-expression. But you can just tell me to shut up if you don't want to answer it. You mentioned that you were Asian. But the reason I mention that is one of my favorite wrestlers who didn't really get a break in the business. Her name was Lady Yama. And she did an interview and said, I may not be 5'6", I may not be blonde, but I will work my hardest to prove I can surmount something, and I can relate to that because I have a disability. I read and learn at a fifth grade to high school level. You're more qualified than I am. But I'm showing you that the labels do not dictate who you are and who you're going to be. So it's not about me. So I'm going to pass it over to you. When you walked into any audition, did people size you up automatically and say, oh, this is what you're going to do? Or, you know what? Because you're Asian, we don't want this type of role. Have you ever had a mixture of the two of saying someone had their mind made up, saying, yes, this is what you're going to do, and nope, no thank you?
Yeah, it's a very good question and a very tricky one for sure. And I'll do my best to answer. If I say I've never been, lack of a better word, discriminated against or treated differently against, I would be lying. Absolutely. Of course, I have showed up and they take one look at me and they go, you know what, you're not a good fit, like done, right? Because they are looking for everybody looking the same for that show, especially, in the old days in dance, costume are made certain way for certain height, and you want everybody to look the same for unison purposes, if not anything. And here I am, non-blonde, shorter than 4 or 5 inches than everybody else. And I see where they come from. It's not a happy thing for me, obviously, but I see why they make that decision. I don't think it's about me. It's about what they want. At least that's what I try to think so that I don't get too upset. So yes, absolutely that it happened. Now, I would say recently, diversity has been a big, big, big thing, and people are embracing it. And I would say because of that, sometimes I get unique opportunity that other people might not, because, hey, we want a diverse class. And all of a sudden, me being Asian give me an edge. So as of today, I would say I think I'm on an even view, just like anybody else. When I walk in, I don't have an advantage, nor do I have a disadvantage in most cases. Obviously, for a movie, if they really need a specific culture respect, they need somebody that has to be white or Italian for that matter, right? Or Asian. I totally get that. But if it's a character that doesn't matter, and they say all ethnicity, and as long as you can speak English and people understand you, I usually get a chance. So I would say today, in today's society, I don't feel that much of difficulty because I'm Asian. And I'm also in Chicago. And this is another thing I wanted to say about Chicago is people are very, very friendly and supportive. And because a smaller group of Asian people here, it also allowed me to be unique in that way, to offer that diversity. So I would say I'm lucky. So far, I've met a lot of amazing people who have given me a chance, even though I look and sound different.
No, I fall under the same category. And I wasn't doing like the whatever, but I did that to say I agree with you. Everything you said. There's times and where I would walk into. I give you an example. I walked into an interview a while ago, and I sized the woman up as soon as I saw her. Fat, stupid, lazy, had the hat covering her face, gum. And I knew, why am I here? Because I obviously know you made up your mind as soon as you spun yourself around in that chair. Just from your mannerisms. Yep, you made up your mind. I might as well show myself the door. But I was like, I'm going to be the better person. So I interviewed, doesn't matter, I'm not going to work for this company anyway. I worked for the North Face. Long story about that.
Okay.
Great items.
Good company.
No, absolutely. A wonderful company, great items, shitty employees, but, whatever. You get that wherever you go. But I was ridiculed. I was made fun of. I was given a hard time for having disabilities. And it really brought out. I'll give you an example. If you met me back in 2005, 2006, you would say, yeah, Keith, you have disabilities. But after working there, it really got to the point where it really showed that I was physically getting sick, and I felt like I was up against the wall, saying, "I have to work. I can't go anywhere else. I need this." But the
Yeah.
good news is I'm getting paid, but I spend most of my time in the bathroom throwing up. So I was in
Oh,
I
Keith,
was
that's
in
horrible.
no, absolutely. And so I understand being discriminated and being ridiculed because people, just because you can make fun of somebody, doesn't give you the right to. Now, that's 16, 17 years ago, but unfortunately, and I gotten better, thank God, no, knock on wood. I gotten better, but, no one should go for that mental abuse. Now, nothing bad about the company or anything. Great items. I support them. But all I will say is hire people that really, and I said uncensored, hire people that give a shit. Because
Mhm.
you hire people, say, oh, I really don't like this job. I couldn't find anything else. Yeah, what the hell you want? That's the problem because the people that you hire, it's a reflection of yourself. And you're an example of that. You don't go to any auditions where you don't feel like you're valuable. You're going to say, I'm giving you my best. I expect you to give me your best in return.
Absolutely, absolutely, yes. I always want, and that's why I said I'm lucky because I have had some amazing directors, producers, cast members, crews that are all giving their all, and when they do that, and I'm part of that team, it's just amazing.
I can actually write a book of how many times I put myself in the wrong situation. Say, no, it will work out. People are red flags. Red for the red room. All these red flags going off. So, no, I can make it work. And at the end of the day, you sort of took a device. But this is not about me because all our interviews are different. First one I want to ask you is what's coming up on the horizon for you?
Sure. So actually, next Monday, I have a fashion show. So this is for my modeling line of my job. So it is at the Chicago Museum of Contemporary Art. It's going to be a fashion show. I think there is 6 designer total, and I'm walking for one of the designer, and she makes basically amazing, beautiful wearable art. So there is literally an artwork that matched my dress. And so the inspiration come from the art, and the dress is beautiful. And so I'll be walking down actually with the painting in my hand to show up the dress. So I'm very excited to help her with that. And she and I really click. So I am also going to be in her fall collection video. So we're going to have a video shoot for her fall collections coming up. So that's kind of my next project. And then on Wednesday, I don't know, am I supposed to talk about this? But I also have a shoot for Motorola. We might have to beep that out if I'm not supposed to say this. But anyhow, so I'm gonna do a job for them to promote their new product. And then Wednesday night is the premiere for the movie that my crew and I made. I take no credit. Actually, the director put us at the team together, and if you follow my account on Instagram, I actually posted something about the 48-hour film project. So a couple weeks ago, 2 weekends ago, we did this crazy thing, right? So I think there is literally 30 teams. We all came together. Every team is they assemble it together, but then we came at 7 p.m. on a Friday night. We draw from a bag, like what genre film we're gonna actually make. And then from that moment on, we wrote the script. There's music people who's composing the music, and all the actors are trying to learn the script like on the spot, and then we shoot for like a day, like 12-hour craziness. And then the editor is like staying up all night trying to edit it. And then 40 hours later on Sunday by 7 p.m., we turn in that film. And so, it's not very long. I think it turned out to be like just under 10 minutes, maybe 8.5, if I'm correct. But it was such a fun project because everyone is committed to making it happen. So I had a lot of fun, and that movie is going to get premiered on October 12th, and 12th, next Wednesday. So that's really literally the next week is a packed week for me with some amazing, exciting projects. And on top of that, I'm actually a recurring cast member in 2 TV series. So we've been doing rehearsals. One of the series is a 6-episode series, so we already filmed 1 to 3. So we're trying to get the rest in place. So I don't know when that's going to come out, but that's with Tonic Network, and we're hoping that will come out early 2023.
No, you gave me some great ideas, and if you're interested, I would love to work with the people that you're working with, and also, actually, not what I wanted to, actually that's what something I wanted to say, but what I wanted to say was maybe if you guys need more exposure, we can do some group interviews, and then I can promote what you guys are working on, so it's like a little collaboration.
Yeah, collaboration sounds great. I will connect you guys.
No, absolutely. Now it's the last 4 minutes. I'm going to pass it over to you. Was there anything you want to talk about? Anything you want to promote? How can our fans and listeners follow you on social media?
So my account is Vivian Lee Chicago, VIVIAN LEE Chicago, one word. So pretty easy to find me. You should recognize my big face. But I have my dance project, my film projects, and also my modeling pictures up there. So check it out if you're interested in learning more about a actress, model, dancer life. I do put it out there. But I would like to say first, Keith, I'm so proud of you for doing what you're doing right now. Fighting a disability is not easy. So I'm really glad that I can be here to support you. I want to make sure I had a chance to say that, and let me know how I can help in the future. And to all the people out there that are different in some way like us, keep trying. Things are changing. This world is changing, and always carry a positive attitude. That's what's going to get you through. Who cares about what other people say? Do what's best for you. Do what your heart tells you to do. I am following my dreams, and I am absolutely loving it. So that's what I want to share.
No, absolutely. I do have some great questions for you off the air. But
Okay.
Wrapping up, I'm having a stutter. If everyone is watching on LinkedIn, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, make sure to like, comment, share. Our goal is 100 and more views for this episode. But definitely, if you're watching on Facebook, both of us will be connected to this episode. And on YouTube, leave some comments because we would love to interact with our fan base. But wrapping up, it was a real honor and privilege having you as a guest, and I'm so looking forward to part 2 down the road. So until we meet again, catch you later. Thank you.
Bye, everyone.
And have a good night.